Hi, I'm Ramin Karimloo, and you're watching the Broadway.com show.
Welcome to a very special end-of-the-year wrap-up of the Broadway.com show. We're revisiting all of our favorite moments from 2014, from Adele Dazeem to... Wait, did anything else happen this year? Oh right, let's kick it off with our top 5 news stories of 2014. What was the buzz, Paul?
With its Broadway songwriters and stars, Disney's 2013 hit Frozen was already a favorite of theater fans before the year started. But Disney CEO and Chairman Bob Iger broke the internet on January 13th when he confirmed that yes, Virginia, Frozen will be headed to the stage as a full-blown musical. Later in the year, Disney theatrical president Thomas Schumacher confirmed plans were moving forward, but that the show doesn't need to be fast, it needs to be great. We agree. And yes, Aladdin was worth the 22-year wait, but could you maybe move sort of fast on this one?
The unstoppable Audra McD made history this year when she brought home her 6th Tony Award, breaking the record for the most Tonys won by a performer and becoming the first person to win in all 4 acting categories. In addition to making us all bawl our eyes out with her inspiring acceptance speech, the woman we like to call Mama Broadway kept it real with her activism, sense of humor, and priceless Twitter account. We have no doubt there's a lucky number 7 in her future.
The Broadway community has a lot to be proud of this year, but 3 Tony-winning musicals marked especially major milestones. Disney's The Lion King not only celebrated its 17th anniversary on the Great White Way, it also made history by becoming the first show to gross more than $1 billion. Meanwhile, the hit revival of Chicago celebrated its 18th anniversary and passed Cats to become the 2nd longest running Broadway show of all time. It's a lot of razzle-dazzle. And finally, Broadway's longest running show, The Phantom of the Opera, made its own little bit of history when Tony nominee Norm Lewis became the first African-American actor to play the title role on The Great White Way. Congratulations to these groundbreaking shows.
In 1998, a transgender rock goddess from communist East Berlin high-kicked her way onto the off-Broadway scene. Her name was Hedwig. She was gritty, wild, and she blew our minds. Now that she's arrived on Broadway in 2014, she's become the Tony-winning toast of the town. Everyone wants to play Hedwig, from Neil Patrick Harris, who nabbed a Tony, to Michael C. Hall, to Andrew Rannells, plus James Corden and Darren Criss even want to give her a spin. With creator John Cameron Mitchell back in the heels next year, Miss Hedwig is finally back where she belongs. It took her 15 years, but this internationally ignored song stylist is finally getting the recognition she deserves.
Hats off to A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder for being the little show that could. The Madcap musical comedy started out life at San Diego's Old Globe Theatre before an acclaimed run at Connecticut's Hartford Stage. It officially opened on Broadway in November 2013 and then did what fall shows almost never do. The new tuner won the Tony. Also, we have to mention the Broadway.com Audience Choice Award winner of Favourite New Musical, If Then, which brought Idina Menzel back to the Great White Way. We always hated letting her go.
Hi, this is Sutton Foster, and you're watching the Broadway.com show.
Because all of us love to see our favorite stars hanging out, living life, and being just like us, our Instagram blew up this year. We've been poring over all of the 600+ nostalgia-filtered photos, and here are some of your favorites from our star-studded feed. We've got Andy Karl going toe-to-toe with the late, great Joan Rivers backstage at Rocky. Aladdin himself, Adam Jacobs, rocking some sweet Broadway.com swag. Greg Mills, Sierra Boggess, and Norm Lewis celebrating 11,000 performances of Phantom, NPH posing with his dashing Sardi's portrait, and an amazing full cast shot of Into the Woods with Stephen Sondheim holding center court. We promise to keep you insta-updated in the new year as long as you keep double tapping those hearts at us.
With so many people playing it safe on Broadway, with big stars and well-loved titles, we want to give a thumbs up to the risk-taking producers and creators who took big chances with their shows this year, often losing millions along the way, but earning a lot of respect here at TheBroadway.com. I mean, an urban hip-hop show using the songs of Tupac, a big-budget revival of a legendary flop, a friggin' musical featuring a singing Italian stallion. Big, bold, and a little nutty, these audacious ideas kept us cheering long after the final curtain.
Thumbs down to the end of an era. The theater district has seen many changes over the years, but the closing of Cafe Edison on December 21st marks a sad final curtain to a time when everyone from hoofers to honchos could sit side by side slurping soup and talking shop. We'll miss the diner that inspired its own Broadway show and felt like a Times Square hearth to both the rich and famous and the down and out. Even if a Pulitzer Prize-winning play is someday penned in the corner of a Starbucks, it just won't be the same.
The Great White Way offered up 39 shows in 2014, but the Broadway.com staff only chooses 5 as the best of the year. After much deliberation, not to mention hours at the theatre taking it all in, 2014's High Five are. In 5th place is You Can't Take It With You. The Kaufman and Hart farce, led by James Earl Jones, is acted with comic perfection, whether the loving but ludicrous Sycamore family is poorly pirouetting or setting off fireworks. Number 4 was so much more than just star power. James Franco and Chris O'Dowd gave nuanced performances in Anna D. Shapiro's impeccably directed production of Mice and Men. Coming in 3rd was the incredibly inventive, dazzlingly designed The Curious Instant of the Dog in the Nighttime. The show took us into the mind of a 15-year-old boy on the high-functioning end of the autism spectrum and on a journey we'll never forget. In the number 2 slot is Hedwig and the Angry Inch. The high-wattage headliners portraying an East German transgender singer dealing with a botched sex change operation and a broken heart conquered Broadway. And topping our list was Aladdin. Disney's Tuna takes both kids and grown-ups on a magic carpet ride into a whole new world. Thank you, Aladdin, for making our musical wishes come true.
I'm Emily Padgett.
And I'm Erin Davey.
And you're watching the Broadway.com show.
Over the last year, we armed 10 Broadway stars with cameras and asked them to document the Dollar Friday competitions, special performances, snacks, twerking, ice bucket challenges, toddlers and tiaras walk-offs, and more backstage. 2014 wouldn't have been the same without our video bloggers, so we asked them all back for a year-end video, and one thing we learned is that vloggers watch a lot of TV. Check out the shows they were into in 2014.
Anything with like shirtless men, like The Arrow. I love The Arrow, Teenage Vampires, Vampire Diaries.
What was your favorite TV show of the year? Big Brother.
Big Brother, obviously, because Big Brother is my life. Big Brother is life.
I love Scandal.
Scandal.
The Blacklist.
The Blacklist. Oh.
I finally started watching Boardwalk Empire, so I'm like 3 years behind, but I loved it.
I know everybody wants me to say like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is fantastic, and Gotham, which is fantastic, but Scandal got me, boy. I mean, I love me some Papa Pope. Scandal.
But the comeback? Coming back? Are you kidding me?
Obviously, The Comeback with Lisa Kudrow. It was my favorite show.
The Comeback? Are you kidding me?
8 years ago when it was on HBO, and it is just cringe-worthy brilliance all the way.
I am obsessed with American Horror Story. It is so messed up. I can't understand how that has been created in someone's mind.
That's some pretty sick stuff.
I think my favorite TV show of this year is How to Get Away with Murder. I mean, come on. It's amazing. Viola Davis, she better get it.
On every episode of the Broadway.com show, we name a star of the week, but this time we have to announce the star of the year, and that's just too hard. So we turned to our readers. We nominated 12 spectacular Broadway performers who had great years both on stage and off, and asked you to pick your favorite. And the big winner, with more votes than ever before, the Broadway.com star of the year for 2014 is Ramin Karimloo. What a year for the powerhouse once known as that Iranian Phantom. After a long career on the West End stage, the charming stage hunk made his Broadway debut as Jean Valjean in the revival of Les Miserables, pumping new life into the role and earning a Tony Award nomination along the way. He also took Broadway fans backstage with vlogger 24601, easily the most watched Broadway.com video blog of the year. Check out this special Star of the Year portrait by Broadway.com illustrator Justin Squiggs Robertson. Congrats, Ramin. We can't wait to see what you do next year.
Thank you for watching this year's episodes of the Broadway.com show. We hope you've enjoyed watching them as much as we've loved doing them. We'll leave you with Idina Menzel's already legendary performance of Let It Go with Jimmy Fallon and The Roots on The Tonight Show. Because, well, obviously. Enjoy it, and we'll see you next year.